Hello. Welcome to March Madness with Avery and Miguel. I'm Avery, and today I'm going to talk about the preview of the Final Four men's college basketball tournament, which is going to happen Saturday, April 6th. The first game we are going to discuss is NC State versus Purdue. NC State, the only double-digit seed left, is going to face the Purdue Boilermakers, who have gotten to the Final Four after last year not even making out of the first round. I apologize to Boilermakers fans. I'm going to do it again. But for this game that starts at 6:09 Saturday evening, the Wolfpack have a test for them. They've had other tests during the tournament, but I think the Boilermakers of Purdue are going to be the ultimate test for the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack, according to ESPN Analytics, is giving a 19% chance to win, with Purdue 81%. Purdue still has a lot to prove. They've been very consistent during this tournament, and they need to keep that consistency. The Wolfpack of NC State have been just on a tear. They want to prove they belong not only in the tournament, but they belong at that final to cut down that net on Monday night. So what you have for Purdue is you have Zach Edey, who is their star, who is their playmaker. Look for him to be the go-to person to get the ball down in the paint, to make plays, and to score points. He averages 25 points a game as well as 12 rebounds. Also, Purdue is 15-0 in non-conference play. So this is a Big Ten team playing an ACC team, and Purdue really wants to see what the Wolfpack are made of, and the Wolfpack are not going to back down. I look for Purdue to take control really early, but do not count out the Wolfpack of NC State. NC State, they average 76.3 points a game. So they do outscore their opponents by 4. So I look to see this being a very average scoring game by both teams. For the Wolfpack, you have DJ Horn, who averages 16.8 points a game, as well as 3 rebounds. But also another DJ on the team, DJ Burns, he averages 15.8 points a game, as well as 4 rebounds. But in the past 10 games, he has been scoring 62% from the field. So look for these two young men to take it to Purdue to see what they can do as far as getting the national championship. Miguel and I have said it before. Somewhere Jimmy V is smiling and doing a dance. I still remember that video that always plays when NC State won the national championship in 1983. You see Jimmy Valvano just running around, see who he can hug. Let that excitement fuel the Wolfpack. For that first game, I look for it to be very close. I look for Purdue and NC State to go back and forth. I do see Zach Edey taking control in the end. As much as it pains me, I'm gonna go with Purdue on this one. But I'm gonna go with Purdue so close. Playmakers have this being Purdue at 9, but I'm gonna say that Purdue just squeaks it out by 3. I want this first game on Saturday night to be so close, it's a nail biter. And if I'm wrong, let me be wrong. I think of the 2 games, this is going to be probably the nail biter game, if you will. The next game on Saturday night, which is going to be at 8:49, right after NC State and Purdue play in Phoenix, is going to be the Alabama Crimson Tide versus the University of Connecticut Huskies. This one also, you have Connecticut with ESPN giving a prediction of 72% and Alabama at 28%. In the past 10 games, UConn has been undefeated. We have seen that in the tournament. We've seen it in the Big East Conference tournament. UConn is pretty much a juggernaut in this tournament. Alabama has to find a way to not let the game get out of hand. For UConn, they average 81 points a game. Their top scorer is Donovan Clingan. He averages 12 points a game, along with 7 rebounds and 2.5 blocks. Look for him to be down in the paint, getting rebounds, and just making havoc for the Crimson Tide. For Alabama, they average just about the same, 81 points a game. I look for this game to be close, but Alabama, in their conference play, they have a tendency for their opponents to get out of control. So if they cannot keep the Huskies in control, the game is going to get away from them. So for Alabama, look for Mark Shears. He averages 21.5 points per game. He also has 4 assists as well as 2 steals. So look for him to try and grab the ball, fast breaks, dish the ball out, drop the ball in, just making sure that Alabama stays in it with the Huskies. Also for the Crimson Tide, you have Aaron Estrada. He averages 14.1 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, as well as 2 steals. So look for this duo to take control when they're on a run. I think in the first half of this game, it's going to be close. You might have UConn go on a bit of a run, and then Alabama is going to try and keep it close at the first half. And the second half, I look to see Connecticut just take control, but Alabama is going to try and keep it close. But all in all, I think Connecticut is just too strong. They've been too dominant. So I look for number 1 Connecticut to knock off number 4 Alabama, but I'm gonna give this more to Connecticut and their dominance. I'm gonna say that Connecticut takes this and they're gonna win by 7. If this game can stay close, don't be surprised if this game or NC State and Purdue go to overtime. I see all of these teams, all 4 of these teams. They want to prove that they belong in the final bracket. They want to cut that net down. Another interesting thing about these teams playing on Saturday night, on Friday night, you also have the Lady Wolfpack of NC State and the Lady Huskies of UConn playing on Friday night in their Final Four. So I look for the men and women to give support to each other, to hopefully see one or if not both of these men's and women's teams makes it to the Final Four. However, with my predictions, I do love data, but I also love heart. Even though I'm giving it Purdue, I do love an underdog. Even though UConn is very dominant, Alabama does have the tools to knock down UConn, but I see Saturday night the games to be very close. I also predict one game might go into overtime, but all of these teams have definitely earned it. And for the fans of all these teams, or even just fans of college basketball, enjoy it. So Saturday night, NC State versus Purdue. I have Purdue squeaking it out by 3. Later that evening, Alabama versus UConn. I have UConn by 10, and I am predicting that that game will possibly go to overtime. So all in all, I'm looking for my final bracket to be Purdue versus Connecticut, the battle of number 1s on Monday night for the national championship. This has been Avery with March Madness. Take care. Thank you.